Arthur. And here's Messi. And it's played forward. Rashford desperately wants to get on the end of this.